11 shocking reasons cruises deny boarding in 2025 you must know. You've saved for months, packed your bags, and finally arrived at the cruise terminal, only to hear the words no traveler expects. Sorry, you can't board. Most think it's just expired passports or being late. But in 2025, hidden rules and secret policies are blindsiding even experienced cruisers. Today, we're exposing the shocking traps cruise lines don't advertise, but will absolutely enforce. Miss these, and your dream vacation ends before it begins. Number 1. The criminal history ambush. Most cruisers don't realize that cruise lines send passenger manifests to every port authority days before you even leave home. Here's what they keep hidden. Even a decades-old DUI can trigger an automatic boarding denial if your itinerary includes certain countries like Canada, Australia, or New Zealand. One Alaska-bound passenger discovered this trap the hard way when his Canadian authorities flagged his 15-year-old DUI record before his Seattle departure, resulting in immediate boarding denial and zero refund. What you need to say to guest services? I need to speak with your legal compliance department about entry requirements for my specific criminal history before final payment. Pro tip: research every single port's entry requirements months before booking, not days before sailing. Countries like Canada require criminal rehabilitation applications that can take over a year to process. But listen, if you think background checks are intense, what I'm about to reveal next will shock you even more. Number 2. The hygiene rejection policy. Cruise lines prefer you don't know about their unfit to travel hygiene clause, but yes, you can absolutely be denied boarding for body odor issues. This falls under their comfort and safety policies, giving the captain's medical staff complete discretion to refuse boarding to anyone whose condition might affect other passengers' welfare. While rare, passengers with medical conditions like trimethylaminiuria, fish odor syndrome, have faced this nightmare scenario at the terminal. What you need to say to guest services? I have a medical condition that affects personal hygiene. I need to speak with your special needs department to arrange pre-boarding medical documentation. Pro tip: if you have any medical condition affecting hygiene, contact the cruise line's medical department 60 days before sailing with doctor's documentation to avoid terminal surprises. Now, here's something that's going to blow your mind about how strangers can sabotage your vacation.
Number 3. The malicious cancellation trap. Here's what cruise lines don't tell you. Anyone with your booking number can access and cancel your entire reservation online. One family posted their $15,000 cruise confirmation screenshot on social media, and within hours, a stranger in British Columbia used that booking number to cancel their entire trip. They arrived in Miami with packed bags, only to discover their cabin was gone and the ship was sold out. What you need to say to guest services is, I need to add a password protection to my booking and verify that only I can make changes to this reservation. Pro tip: never post booking confirmations online and treat your booking number like a bank password. Consider calling to add extra verification steps to your account. Okay, this next one is going to sound crazy, but trust me, even the tiniest typo can destroy your vacation. Number 4. The booking detail disaster. Cruise lines won't warn you that your booking information must match your legal identification character for character, including middle names, suffixes, and birth dates. One traveler had his birth year listed incorrectly by just one digit. Immigration authorities flagged the discrepancy during manifest verification, and the cruise line couldn't correct it before departure. He watched his vacation sail away because of a single typo. What you need to say to guest services is, I need you to verify that every detail in my booking matches my passport exactly, including spelling, birth date, and passport numbers. Pro tip: request a detailed booking confirmation within 48 hours of making your reservation and scrutinize every single character. A 5-minute verification call can prevent a 5-figure vacation disaster. And speaking of identification nightmares, here's where it gets really dangerous. Number 5. The perfect document deception. Most cruisers think having a valid passport is enough, but cruise lines inspect for document perfection that goes far beyond expiration dates. A tiny tear, water stain, or even loose stitching can render your passport invalid for cruise travel. One couple was denied boarding over minor passport stitching damage, even though that same passport had been accepted by international authorities just weeks earlier. What you need to say to guest services is, "I want to verify my passport condition meets your boarding standards. Can you provide specific guidelines for acceptable document wear?" Pro tip: examine your passport under bright light months before departure. Look for any tears, stains, or damaged pages. If you spot anything questionable, renew immediately rather than risk terminal rejection. But here's something they definitely don't advertise about their medical screening process.
And before we dive into it, do me a quick favor. Hit that like button so other cruisers can uncover these hidden risks too. Every click helps more travelers stay safe. Now, let's keep going. Number 6, the terminal health ambush. Cruise lines have medical staff stationed at terminals with authority to deny boarding for any visible health concerns, and their decisions are completely subjective. One passenger was denied boarding for a persistent cough she knew was just seasonal allergies. Staff feared it might be contagious, and she lost her entire vacation with zero refund. Even passengers using wheelchairs have been turned away when staff identified additional medical concerns. What you need to say to guest services? I need to understand your medical screening process and what documentation I should bring for any recent health issues. Pro tip: if you have any recent illness, surgery, or ongoing medical conditions, get a signed fit-to-sail letter from your doctor and bring it to the terminal. Don't leave your health evaluation to chance. Now, here's where it gets really interesting for younger travelers. Number 7, the age trap ambush. Here's something that's going to surprise you. Just because you can legally book a cruise doesn't mean you're old enough to sail alone. Most major cruise lines require you to be 21 or older to occupy a stateroom without an adult companion age 25 or older in your group. College spring breakers discovered this nightmare at check-in when none of their group meets the age requirements. What you need to say to guest services? What is your exact minimum age policy for my departure port, and what documentation do I need if I'm under 25? Pro tip: age policies vary by cruise line and departure port. Royal Caribbean drops to 18 for non-North American departures, but Carnival and Norwegian maintain strict 21-plus rules globally. Verify before you book, not before you board. All right, this next one is brand new for 2025 and involves your wardrobe choices. Number 8, the clothing violation catastrophe. Many cruisers don't realize that certain clothing items can get you denied boarding or even arrested at ports of call. In Caribbean destinations like Barbados, Jamaica, and Antigua, wearing camouflage patterns is illegal for civilians. It's reserved strictly for military personnel. One passenger wearing a camouflage tank top was pulled aside at Embarkation and warned that wearing it ashore could result in arrest. What you need to say to guest services? Can you provide specific clothing restrictions for every port on my itinerary, including local laws I need to follow? Pro tip: research clothing laws for every destination before packing. Leave camouflage, offensive graphics, and controversial messaging at home. A Google search can prevent legal trouble and port denials. Here's something that's going to shock you about what happens after you board. Number 9, the safety drill ejection. Most cruisers think the safety drill is just a suggestion, but here's what they don't tell you. It's required under international maritime law, and skipping it will get you ejected from the ship before departure. Security officers actively hunt down missing passengers, check cabins, and make PA announcements. Fail to appear, and they'll deactivate your cruise card and escort you off the ship with no refund. What you need to say to guest services: what exactly happens if someone misses the mandatory safety drill, and are there any medical exceptions? Pro tip: treat the muster drill as the most important appointment of your cruise. Complete it immediately when announced. The pools and bars will still be there afterward, but missing it means watching your vacation sail away. And finally, here's the most cutting-edge secret about cabin availability. Number 10, the overbooking nightmare.
Here's something cruise lines hope you never discover. Just like airlines, they deliberately oversell their ships, and when maintenance disasters strike your specific cabin, you can be bumped even with confirmed reservations. Imagine checking in perfectly only to be told an hour later that your cabin is uninhabitable due to burst pipes or broken air conditioning, and the ship is completely full. What you need to say to guest services: I want written confirmation that my specific cabin is guaranteed and available, and what compensation you provide if you bump me involuntarily. Pro tip: complete online check-in the moment it opens and screenshot your confirmed cabin assignment. Early check-in passengers with verified assignments are least likely to be involuntarily bumped. Now, here's the most shocking boarding denial reason that could happen years after your cruise ends. Number 11, the credit card dispute revenge. Here's the final shocking secret. Filing a credit card chargeback against a cruise line can result in a permanent booking ban, sometimes applied years later. One passenger successfully disputed a $3,000 charge through her bank, got her money back, and thought the matter was closed. 2 years later, she discovered she was permanently banned from sailing with that cruise line ever again. What you need to say to guest services: I want to resolve this billing dispute directly with your company before considering any credit card actions. What resolution options do you offer? Pro tip: always attempt to resolve billing issues directly with the cruise line before involving your credit card company. A quick win with your bank might cost you every future sailing with that brand. So, which hidden policy shocked you most? Have you ever faced one of these boarding nightmares? Drop your story in the comments. Your experience could save fellow cruisers from the same disaster. And speaking of staying prepared, don't miss our companion video about what happens when pirates attack cruise ships. It's linked right here, and it'll change the way you think about cruising. Before you go, hit like, share this with your cruise buddies, and subscribe to join thousands of savvy travelers who refuse to let hidden policies, or pirates, ruin their vacations. Until next time, smooth sailing.